We are back here on Girl Talk, and our good friend from Custom Audio Video, Carlos, is here. I love this. Expert Team Smart Solutions. I look forward to coming here because I feel like very much of a neophyte when I'm talking about custom audio video things. I think there's a lot to know. And it was really interesting. We were talking about you write, okay, for custom audio video. And there are some questions that come up consistently with some of the people who come in and clients. And you said it would be interesting to kind of talk about that, and I think it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I thought so. There are common questions. When people walk through the door, you can usually
predict.
Bet that it's going to be one of a few questions. One of the more common questions is, can I have a control system, a remote control that controls everything? Because nowadays people buy electronics, and with every piece of electronics that you buy, there's a different remote, right? So you're juggling these remotes.
Correct.
So what can you do? So the simple answer to the question is yes, there is one control system that you can use to control everything. But those control systems come in various forms and various functions. So you can have anything from something like this, the typical handheld remote, which is going to control your audio and your video for multiple systems. So let's say you have a system that has surround sound, and of course you have your cable or your satellite TV, and you have your Blu-ray player, and of course you have your television set. One device like this is going to be able to control everything.
What about for someone who has more of a smart home, who wants to control lighting and things like that?
Well, yes, you also have those options as well. So you can have a control system that would not only control your audio and your video, but also lighting. It can control your shades. You can have these things programmed to set your lighting and your shades at certain levels during certain times of the day. Can even access things like security cameras and open and close doors.
Oh, wow.
And these systems are typically run from touchpads on walls, or from systems that would be on something like a tablet or a smartphone.
Wow, and once I come to you, you can pretty much walk me through the process, guide me as to which system might make or which remote might make more sense. How does that work?
Well, we're going to go through a question and answer period, right?
Okay,
we're going to talk about what is it that you're looking for, what is it that you need, what is it that you're going to expect from the solution that we're going to provide.
And you know what we all say, we want to keep it simple.
That's right.
We want the one remote, and if it's an investment at the beginning, it's well worth it.
That's right. And the more advanced systems, the systems that are going to be easier to use and that are going to perform more functions, are going to be those that require a professionally trained person to program those systems. It's not going to be something like off the shelf that you're going to be able to program by just pressing a couple of buttons on one.
Well, I laugh because I think we've all tried that route.
Right.
And we're over that. Now I'd rather invest in something that I'm going to have that's going to streamline what I do. It just makes more sense to me.
Absolutely.
Second question.
So the second question
These
is,
are fun.
What wireless surround sound system do you recommend?
Okay.
And my answer to this is always, I don't recommend any wireless surround sound system. There are wireless surround sound systems, but all of them have some wiring. Typically wiring in the front speakers, and then what you're going to have are wireless rear speakers. The reason that I don't recommend them is, first, they're prone to signal loss. So those rear speakers can frequently suffer from signal loss, signal interference from anything from things like cabling in walls to a microwave running in your kitchen.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, and also you're not really going to have like a high sound fidelity. So for the audiophile, a surround system without any wires or a wireless surround system is really not going to cut it.
Whoa. I tell you what, see? Stay tuned. This is good stuff. All right, question number 3.
Question number 3, do I need 4K? And that's a really common question.
Okay, but I got to know 4K first.
Okay, so the standard up until very recently was 1080p, and what 1080p represented was the number of lines or the number of pixels that made up your picture.
All right.
4K also refers to that, and basically 4K quadruples the number of pixels that you have on your TV set.
Wow.
And what that means is that you're going to have higher definition. Now, people will ask, do I need 4K? And the answer is always, do you need it? I mean, that's really up to you.
Do you want it?
What kind of experience are you expecting? What do you want to see from the performance on your set? So let's talk about 1080p versus 4K. So if you have a 19-inch television set
All right.
versus a 70-inch television set, 1080p is going to be the same number of pixels, meaning that small television set has 1080 pixels from top to bottom.
Okay,
And
that
that
makes sense.
70-inch television set has 1080 pixels from top to bottom. So those pixels are going to be spread out and your picture quality is going to diminish. So the larger your television sets,
The more you want 4K.
right.
That I do, see?
You're going to want more pixels to give you better picture quality.
And what can I expect as far as picture quality? When you talk to someone about what that really looks like, what does that look like? Are you just talking about defined? Are you talking about precise, looking real?
Absolutely. You are talking about definitions. So you're talking about things like, first of all, you're seeing shades of black. Are you actually, like the dress that you're wearing, are you actually seeing the creases in the dress, right?
Okay.
So that has to do partly with that, but also just the definition, like hair and grains in wood and things like that. How natural does it look, or is it just kind of washed over, right?
Makes
So does it look
sense.
real, or does it look like a cartoon?
Okay, got it. Next question.
So the next question is, do I need Blu-ray? Because people have been using DVDs for the last 20 years or so, right? And they start to say, well, do I really need Blu-ray? And the answer to that is very much the same as the answer to the do I need 4K? So what is it that you expect, right? So the Blu-ray, in the same way that 4K gives you a high definition experience, Blu-ray is going to give you a high definition experience. So yeah, so the Blu-ray gives you, first of all, true 1080p or high definition, which
Yes.
DVD doesn't. So even if you're talking about 4K, right, what do you think is going to look better? Something that gives you a low definition DVD or something that gives you a high definition Blu-ray? It's going to be the Blu-ray.
I tell you what, we always predict that we can get through all the questions and everything we have to talk about, but it's really interesting, and I appreciate you taking time to sort of elaborate. I want to thank you again. Thank you all for joining us here on this week's episode of Girl Talk. Have a wonderful week.